folks, and welcome to our next episode of Technicational. Today we have the dynamic DL800. Well, that's what it says on the box. Now this is my full review of the DL800. Now let me just say one thing before we start reviewing this. The DL800 is one of the Digicel phones that a lot of people have been asking for me to review. I personally, when I'm reviewing a device, I try to keep the device for 1 to 2 weeks, just in case any malfunction or any glitch that doesn't show itself in a week or 2 days. It usually rears its ugly head when it goes to 2 weeks. But because of the time and it's Christmas and I'm trying to get all these articles out, I haven't used this device for more than a week. So I'm going to stay away from suggesting or talking about the battery life. I will say that with normal use, I got roughly a day use or a day and maybe couple hours use out of the device. But I am not putting that on paper saying that this thing will last a day. Anyhow, on to the review. This is the DL800. Now let's get this box here, and as you can see, it says Android OS 4.4 KitKat. Wow, this device comes with KitKat. It also has a 4.5 touchscreen display, flash, which is this right here, and an 8 megapixel rear camera, which is this, and is that right? A 5 megapixel camera front? Huh. Oh well. 5 megapixel camera front, FM radio, and obviously MP3, MP4 player, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 3.0, and micro SD card support with GPS. That's a mouthful. That is the DL800. Okay, let's load up this device. Now, as usual, my dummy account is on it. Now, first off, I need to tell people one thing. The device is made by ZTE. Usually, all DL devices, Digicel phones that are usually made by Alcatel. This is the first one from Digicel that actually is made by ZTE. And you're supposed to know ZTE from the Lime days with the mobile TV that Lime was promoting, and now it's dead, but yeah. So first thing, the DL800 is not unlocked by swiping left and right as you usually do on Android devices. What you have to do is hold down the padlock button and it opens. Okay. Now, basic apps that come on the phone that are worth talking about. FM radio. Now, a lot of high-end phones don't come with FM radio, and it's a really good application if you're like stranded in the middle of a desert with nothing else to give you information except radio. When in a storm or anything like that, you held on to your device and hopefully you got all the news from the FM radio app. Also, this comes with analog TV, the next app that is really noteworthy to mention. Now, the 750 had TV as well, and it has FM radio. But this is the difference between the 750 and this. In the TV app, now I don't have a earphone plugged in, so it's going to look funny. So I find my headphone, and we're just going to look at the TV function quickly here. Okay? Alright. So let's go to TV and analog. And we're going to go to channel 9. And here we have the TV running perfectly. As usual, no problems. TV. And there's a girl winding up on which channel is this? Oh my god. Oh my god. I need to record this. And this is the good function that you will have on the DL800. Record. So when I say to folks that, hey, I was watching CVM and there was a girl on the head top doing weird stuff, and I'm saying, yo, Peyton, I lie, ya tell. I can show them the video. So here I'm recording the TV for, I don't know the exact limit, but I don't think you want to sit down and record anything over 10 minutes because you're going to full your phone memory up and you won't be able to install applications. So here we just recorded some videos. We're going to stop and we stop, and it's saved to gallery. Let's see if it actually works. We're heading to gallery, folks, and see if we can play back that thing where the girl and thing and you know all of that thing. And anyway, so here are it, and we're going to play it always. And here you have it. There's a TV where you just record. It works. It works. So we're not going on no more with the TV. And the radio works as well. Keeping things short. Alright. So this is the internals for the DL800. It's a dual core processor, an ARM Cortex A7 that's running at 1.3 gigahertz. Also, it's using a Mali 400 MP GPU. Now, that might not mean a lot for most people, but it's a pretty decent GPU, but the processor is not powerful enough to run certain applications. The screen size on this is saying 4.08 inch. Also, the total amount of RAM it's saying here is 464 megabyte, which is rounded off to 500 megabyte. So the DL800 has 500 megabytes of RAM. Also, the internal storage, I have to speak a little bit about this because a lot of people take this thing for granted. The internal storage of the DL800 is 1.27 gigabyte. The internal storage of an Android device is very important. And let me tell you why. The phone comes with a specific amount of apps. And if the internal storage is filled more than 90%, you won't have the ability to download any more applications or even update current applications that are on the phone. Because if the amount of space needed to download this app, say for example Facebook is 30 megabytes and you only have 27 free. Doesn't matter how big your SD card is or how much space you have in a SD card. If the internal storage cannot handle to download the file, it will give you an error. This DL800 with 1.27 gigabyte will not be able to download FIFA 15 because FIFA 15 is 1.2. That's almost all the space. To get it on, you'd have to delete a lot of stuff. Worse, there's no way in hell that the DL800 will actually get Asphalt 8. which is 1.5 gigabytes. It's totally over the range of what this phone can handle to download and install. So this is very important when you look at a device for Android when you're buying your Android devices, because if you cannot download it in the internal storage, it cannot be installed. And we all know people just filling up them phones are up, and you will have errors updating or installing big apps. The resolution of the phone screen is 480 by 854, which gives you a screen density of 240 dpi. This is pixel per inch. Okay, now that's really it for the internals. Let's just head straight to the benchmark, because I'm trying to keep the reviews short, folks. We don't want anybody to be feeling out of place and watching a long ass review that is about 15 minutes. So let's head over to the benchmark. Okay, now I have been getting questions like, hey, can it run FIFA? Can it run Asphalt? Can it play this game? Now let's make one thing clear. Cannot run FIFA unless you delete everything, or you definitely can't run Asphalt because it's too big for the phone. Won't hold to be installed. So I got some small games that, you know, maybe people don't know, and see how good it runs. First one is Fight Back. Yeah, accept. It's not like I can decline and still play the game anyway. Yeah. Hey, they updated this. No thanks. Okay, play story. Yeah, Fight Back. Now this is a Street of Rage type game, but boy, the type of money you have to use to just upgrade the character is ridiculous. $100 for some stuff, $100 US on a game? Oh well, here it is. Yes, okay, here we are. And you? Oh man, how many punches did I give him? Oh, this game is fun. Yeah, that's the first stage. I'm good. Okay. That's it for games, folks. Let's see what else you need to know. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys is the fact that you don't have a specific symbol for each thing here. It's just a dot, and a circle. Now, first it could be confusing to most folks because I'm coming from Galaxy S5, where the back button is over here and the menu button is over here, and this is the home button. When I started this device, the back button was over here, the menu button was here, and this would be the home. But in settings, which is a really good feature, in settings, you have hard key, where you can set which dot, which dot does what. You can move the back button from here to over here and make this the menu button, or you can make this the back button and this the menu button by just selecting which one you want right here. This is really cool. This is good for people who are coming from the DL600 and used to the back button over here, or it's good for the folks that are coming from the Samsung Galaxy series and used to the back button being over here. This will rectify everything. So it's time to do the benchmark. Now let's get the benchmark on the road, and here we go. Now I run this test before, and it's supposed to be showing the benchmark figures that I got for the DL800 firstly. So this is the score that the DL800 got after running the test. Also, let's go to info. This tells you everything you need to know about the phone. As you can see, the rear camera is actually 8 megapixel. Also, total available RAM, and the total RAM was right from CPU-Z. And the internal storage is still the same. It also goes as far as telling you that the CPU used in the DL800 is a 32-bit CPU. Now, the craze now for going on to 2015 is 64-bit processing. So if you have a 64-bit processor, you will be sailing smooth for the 2015. But this is only available in high-end devices. Also, the rear camera is 8 megapixel as well, as I said before, and the front facing camera is 5 megapixel. So we got that out the way. Also, Android 4.4 32-bit KitKat. And there it is telling me which location where I am at. But don't worry about that. We all know where from Kingston, Jamaica. Jamrock. Okay. So benchmark. The benchmark figure is 12,362. And this will rank the DL800 at, okay, so the MX4 is on top, the Note 4 is right below it. Let me get this focused. Focus. Yeah. And the OnePlus One is up here, and then you have the M8, and then you have the Galaxy S5. My Galaxy S5 is all the way down there. Okay. The Google Nexus 5, the LG G3, HT1, and the and there is the DL800 way down the bottom. So for I can't remember the guy who wanted the benchmark, but this is done especially for the people who were asking to do a benchmark on the DL800. It's all the way down here. That's sad. So, camera quality. The front camera is 5 megapixel and the back camera is 8 megapixel with flash. Now, let's just put some photos on screen and you tell how it looks to you. I try not to use my face because, you know, I'm still bushy. Okay, so I'm going to take 2 night photos with this. These photos were taken outside my house with street lights. They're not perfect, but they are the best I've seen for the DL series. Now there's something else I want to point out that the DL800 has over other DL series phones. The notification light. For most DL phones, the notification light is always white. This is the first DL phone that actually has multiple colors. It has red and green. Those are the 2 I saw so far for when it's charging. Also, I have to commend ZTE for the construction of this device. It feels sturdy, and the picture on the box really doesn't do the phone justice. It actually looks better in person. The one thing I noticed about the DL800 that is kind of unsettling is that the colors are slightly off. They're kind of washed out in certain areas. It's not as bright and vibrant as like a DL600 or a DL750. All in all, I don't mind the DL800. It's just that I thought the DL800 would have a quad-core processor instead of a dual-core processor, because the 750 has a dual-core processor as well. And it's hard to differentiate from this and the 750, except for the fact that this has a bigger screen and it records TV. Yes, again, that record TV function is sweet. Yeah. Thank you folks for watching, and tune in for the review of the DL900, which is coming up soon. I'll try and post it up before next week, and then I'll do a video comparing the two. So just keep your eyes out for those two. Thank you for watching, folks, and remember, subscribe and view and check out my freeness video. Yes, freeness. You hear him say freeness. Yes, freeness video. Thanks much, folks. Bye.